where all the magic happens.
Okay.
Let's see. Kenny Wall. My sanctuary. I was born in Manhattan, New York City, and was raised partially in New York and partially in Florida. I learned how to play music at an early age, approximately 6 years old. I started playing guitar and played in various musical groups, during high school. When I went to college, I studied with a famous jazz guitarist who used to be Frank Sinatra's guitar player, and he was at the University of Florida, where I wound up going to college. After I finished college, I continued to play music, playing in various jazz groups and recording in recording studios and playing in the United States and throughout Europe, and ultimately wound up playing music in Atlanta, Georgia. After playing music for many years, I kind of hit my head against the ceiling and needed to move on to something else. It was financially very difficult to be a full-time jazz musician, and so at the encouragement of my now wife Debbie, I entered into law school and studied to become a lawyer. I present a variety of different clients and different genres of music. In the country genre, some of my biggest clients are Kenny Chesney, Miranda Lambert, Casey Musgraves. We do the work for George Strait and Willie Nelson and Chris Christopherson and some of the more established older artists. I performed professionally for my whole life as a jazz guitarist. Is what I learned and studied, and am a pretty good student of the style of music and pretty well versed in the history of jazz and its performers and its place in musical history. I would say Kenny Chesney's probably my biggest client. I mean, he has a large industry of many different things besides his recording career and touring career. He owns his own record company, and over the last couple of years I've helped to establish with him his own rum brand called Blue Chair Bay, which is in 50 states right now and selling upwards of 90 to 100,000 cases a year of rum.
Several years ago, I was on my boat and I was thinking, I have written songs about the characters that I've met and their stories and what they mean to me and everything that they've been through to live the kind of life that they live. To a certain sense, I've captured a lot of their stories and that kind of life into a song. But if I could bottle all this up, if I could bottle everything that I see up right now and bottle all the fun that we've had up, and bottle all of the heart and the passion and the energy that my fans bring to the show, and all the heart and passion and energy that me and the band bring to the stage, and then add in my life in the islands and how much that's meant to my life and the friends that I've met there and how much fun we've had over the years. If I could bottle all of that up, what would it taste like? That's what this rum is all about.
Originally my practice was spread out about a third for country music and a third for pop and rock and a third for urban music, but as time's gone on I've developed more of relationships and found it to be a genre that fits better for me and my relationship with Nashville and the people who work and live there. So about 60 to 65% of my current client base are country music performers. In the rock world, I represent groups like Shinedown and Hailstorm and Neon Trees. I represent a lot of songwriters. So after law school, and while I was playing music at the same time, I met my current partner, Joel Katz, who hired me as a clerk, and I've worked at his, as a partner with him for the last 25 years. I am currently a shareholder and the co-chairman of the entertainment and media practice of the law firm of Greenberg Traurig. My focus of law is predominantly representing talent, whether it's recording artists, songwriters, producers, in both the film, television, and recorded music industries. I also represent a couple of famous jazz artists that are near and dear to my heart. A singer named Steve Tyrell, who's a very famous jazz singer, as well as Ileana Elias, who's a world-renowned Brazilian jazz pianist and singer. Coming from a jazz background, I enjoy very much doing the work for them and ultimately getting to see them perform on an occasional basis when they're in the town that I'm in. We'll go visit them in New York to hear them play.
I get to go to a lot of concerts and be able to go backstage and to meet the people that are performing, and it's just a really cool thing to be able to do that a lot of people in my grade and just anyone else can't really do. And I'm able to bring friends to meet the people and just some of my favorite clients and people performing.
It is a relationship business. As well as, if you handle good talent and you have leverage by how popular or big your talent is, you also have to have the relationships to be able to carry out and execute the appropriate deals for your clients. Clients have been with me for 15 to 20 years, and most of the time, I would say a very small percentage of people leave the firm. They pretty much stay for the bulk of their career.